Beneath the surface, there is another world, a world most people never see. As we descend deeper, the sunlight begins to disappear. The sounds of the surface fade away, replaced by the quiet movement of water. Down here, every rock, every root, and every shadow can become a shelter for life. Small fish move between the rocks, searching for food and protection. Hidden creatures remain inside tiny cracks, waiting for the current to bring them what they need. Then, from the darkness, a giant catfish appears. Its long whiskers constantly move through the water, helping it sense what surrounds it. But deeper still, the environment changes. The light becomes weaker, and the darkness becomes part of the ecosystem.
I can't see it.
A long brown eel suddenly emerges from a narrow opening. It moves carefully across the sandy bottom, unaware that another predator is watching. For a moment, everything is silent. Then a massive shadow passes overhead, and hidden among the roots is something much larger. A giant reticulated python waits patiently in the darkness. The eel moves closer, and suddenly the python strikes. The eel turns sharply and disappears between the roots, escaping into a narrow underwater passage. But the encounter has attracted another giant. A massive silver gray fish emerges from the darkness and moves between the python and the diver. For a few seconds, two enormous predators face each other. Neither one attacks, they simply watch and wait. Nearby, the diver discovers the entrance to a huge underwater cave. Inside, another hidden ecosystem exists, dark, cold, and filled with life. As he explores the cave, the giant catfish returns from the darkness, slowly passing through the beam of his flashlight. The eel has also found a safe place beneath a fallen log, surrounded by smaller creatures that share the same underwater world. This is how life works beneath the surface. Small creatures search for food, larger fish search for smaller prey. Predators protect their territory, and every animal has a place in the underwater ecosystem. Then the current begins to change. Sand moves across the bottom. Particles fill the water. Small fish change direction as the underwater flow becomes stronger. The diver prepares to leave, but just behind him, something enormous passes through the darkness. He turns and shines his flashlight into the water. Nothing, only darkness. Slowly, the diver begins his journey back toward the surface. The deeper world becomes smaller beneath him. The giant fish disappears into the blue. The catfish returns to the rocks, and the eel disappears beneath the roots. But just before the darkness takes over completely, two pale eyes appear inside the roots. The giant python is still there, watching, waiting, and beneath the surface, the underwater world continues.